This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com and use the discount code MacVoices. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at the Las Vegas SuperMeet. I'm here in the presence of greatness, Mr. Mark Spencer from Ripple Training. And I really mean that, Mark. You and Steve Martin do just such a phenomenal job with everything you do.
Oh, thank you. This is what we do, this is what we like to do, and I'm very, very nice of you to say.
Well, it's true, because not only do you deliver great information, but you do it with personality. It's fun to watch the videos. It's not like, oh my God, I've got to slog through this for another 3 hours. You know, you interject some humor and some personality into it, and that's kind of rare in this business.
That's good. Steve has a better sense of humor than I do, but I think together it works out pretty well.
Yeah, the two of you play off each other real well. So what's new with Ripple Training?
We've got a huge list. It's been an extremely busy year, and we've got a huge year coming up now. So first of all, we've updated all of our core training for the most recent Final Cut Pro 10.1 update, which is pretty dramatic changes in Final Cut over every iteration, but especially in 10.1. So we've updated our core basic Apple Pro Video Series training for Final Cut. We also upgraded our introductory motion training to reflect changes in how motion works with Final Cut and the whole library model. So those are completely new.
I've gotten to sample a little bit of it in MacBreak Studio, and you're right, the changes, I don't think I realized just how deep the changes went until you two started going through it, and it's like, oh, yeah, I got a lot to learn here.
Yeah, and in fact, that's why with our basic training, we actually released a ton of it for free, like 40% of the lessons we post on the web. Especially, we have 3 episodes specifically about updating from 10.0.9 to 10.1, because there's things you really need to know before you go into this unified library model, which is a fantastic improvement, but you need to sort of get your head around what's going to happen when you update and where things go and everything. So I encourage actually anybody to watch those. They're free. You go to rippletraining.com, and there's a link to 3 free movies that walk you through the update process.
Now, the other thing that goes along with the training is you've become a software developer too, because you've got some of the things listed on the banner behind us. We talked about one of those last year, but I'm going to ask you to just run through the whole list, because every one of them is super useful and super affordable, and best of all, it's approachable for mere mortals like me.
Well, thank you. Actually, yeah, we talked last year. I don't remember which one. I think we released Jumps last year. We're now up to 7 different plugins that we have specifically for Final Cut Pro 10, and they're very specific. They're not about color correction or transitions. They're actually very specific functionality. Sort of the most well-known one is called Callouts. It was the first plugin, been out the longest, and it's for annotating video, for adding highlights and circles and magnifiers and talk bubbles and things like that. But since then, we've done Ripple Tools, a suite of tools to enhance your video. Ripple Tools 2. That brings you more things like being able to clone out objects and giving them an old look and doing a split screen, that sort of thing. Jumps, as I mentioned, we've got one called Timelines that allows you to build an animated timeline transition, so you want to show a timeline over somebody's life or something like that. Jumps, Timelines, Optics, Binoculars and DSLRs and that sort of thing. And Steps, which allows you to demonstrate a process. If you're walking any kind of educational video, we're walking somebody through a process of whether it's how to cook something or do a workout. There are transitions that allow you to really make it clear what the steps are in the process.
And the pricing on each of those, I don't expect you to do each of them, but are they uniformly priced?
I think they're generally around $49. Some are $39, $39, $49, something like that. And they're all part of FX Factory. So if you install FX Factory from fxfactory.com or from Noise Industries, but fxfactory.com will get you there. That's a plugin management application. It's free, and all those plugins are available and installed automatically as free trials. And you can try them out, and then if you like that, you can buy them.
I think Nicholas from FX Factory is here, so yeah, we got to see him. Yeah.
Interview him.
What can I say? I took some of your classes last year. I took some from Steve last year, and I got so much out of them. So I've got to tell you, folks, rippletraining.com is where you want to go if you want to learn some of this stuff and have it not be painful.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Charles.
Everybody says that, and they put the wrong thing on my tag. It's I know, but everybody takes the cue, and it makes me nervous. Where do folks go to get all this good stuff?
Okay, rippletraining.com. That's where you go.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Yeah, thank you.
Folks, more from the Final Cut Super Meet in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices. Visit MacVoices.com for links, show notes, to subscribe, to connect with Chuck on Twitter, app.net, Google+, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Subscribe to our weekly newsletter, the MacVoices Dispatch, to stay up to date with all the latest MacVoices news from our front page or at MacVoices.com/newsletter. Advertising and sponsorships handled by Backbeat Media at BackbeatMedia.com.